Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you'll meet some of the leaders behind KJ Dance. It's the premier dance studio in North Texas. Their incredible journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
So for the last 3 years, I've had the privilege of watching my niece, Mary, appearing in a premiere show in Allen. Every year they do a huge production, and the most recent one was just 2 weeks ago, so I had a chance to really experience the brilliance of KJ Dance. And so that's what this show is about, a premier dance studio, probably the most famous one in North Texas, and the leaders are on my show right now. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you
so much. All right, let's start with you, Kristy, because you started this 32 years ago, and your mom inspired you.
Yes, I come from a family of entertainers, and my mother had a studio in Plano for several decades prior to her death in 92. And so in 93, I ventured out on my own and was excited about a new opportunity to teach dance in a different way, and we've been doing it ever since.
And you're sitting on the couch with your daughter and granddaughter. This has to be so rewarding for you to have 3 generations working alongside each other.
It definitely is. The generational component is something that just keeps us going, and the excitement in our family stretches into cousins and their husbands, like being on stage, and they get to dance with their daughters at times. So that's a very fulfilling part of this. And I know these family members always have my back. So when things get hard, they're the first ones that we are able to run to and share testimonies of triumph. And also we learn from, things that happen within the business.
Yes. And Audrea, what are your earliest memories?
I think my earliest memory of KJ is being in the back room at our first location on Custer and Parker, and Mom just really providing the most amazing environment for us to be expressive. We had pictures that we would staple to the walls. I mean, literally, we now have very beautiful paintings that are put on the walls. But we started out, in 1993 with some stapled pictures of ourselves. But it was always about the community. It was always about what we were able to bring together as human beings, what we were able to establish as a community to not only grow as dancers, but grow as humans. And the 3 C's is something that is a huge part. It's really the foundation of who we are: character, competence, and compassion. That is something that my mom started when she began this business. And it really is something that reigns true in and out every single day. So my very first memory was those stapled pictures to the wall. We've come a long way, and we have a beautiful facility now. Not that that wasn't a beautiful facility, but it was where we started, and we have continued to elevate the way that we train and the way that we are able to provide locations and different things for our kids. But that, I think, is my very first memory.
I love that. Okay, Kennedy, earliest memories.
Oh gosh, my earliest memories, my whole life has been KJ. This is kind of all I've ever known. I was born into it. Sure. But my mom actually sent me this video the other day of me dancing at old KJ, and I was just dancing around in front of the older girls, and I think just watching all the older girls, I just wanted to be them when I was younger. I looked up to them my whole life, and now being in that position is so surreal. But I don't know, KJ is all my memories, basically.
So beautiful. And now you guys are actually training the next generation. So you actually have the children of some of your original students. What does that feel like?
We do.
The alumni bringing their own children to dance with us when they walk in the door, and usually the grandmom or the nana is in tow as well, sometimes even dad and granddad. But when they do walk in with their 3-year-olds and they take the rhythm and rhyme class, which is where they start, it's a class maybe that their mother took or their dad took. So it's really exciting to have the alumni and their kids coming back into the studio. So it's not just our family, but it's a huge family. And we have dads. Audrea mentioned the 3 C's, and we even have moms and dads that quote that in their professions, and they use that as a staple that's kind of been sealed throughout their dancer's career at KJ. They call it a career. The parents do. They call it a career because they've learned as young people to be confident and eloquent and able to speak and not only dance, but handle themselves very well.
Okay, Kristy, give us the 3 C's again.
Character, competence, and compassion.
So beautiful. Okay, Mary, this is your 3rd year. Tell us what you get the most out of with KJ.
Teamwork. It teaches me a lot about teamwork, and it teaches me a lot of things and a lot of good things.
Yes. And when you perform, sometimes you're performing in front of 1,200 people. It's a lot. Are you nervous?
A little. Not too much.
Yeah. What is it? Does it teach you a lot about teamwork? Because, I mean, you can't go out and just like do freestyle dance. You're a part of a team. Talk a little bit about that.
Teamwork helps me, and it's really good. And Miss Katie and Miss Allison, the teachers, really helped me a lot to do go on stage and perform in front of a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with you. So we're going to show the website, and you guys have been around for 32 years. Kristy, that must have gone by in a flash for you. Does it seem like just yesterday?
It truly does. I raised my kids in that studio, and now 2 of them, Audrea and her brother, Aaron, are also working in the business, and it's magnificent, and it did go by in a flash.
Yes. And one of the things you talk about, during different intermissions, we would see testimonial videos, and so many of the parents and the students would talk about the benefits of joining KJ that go way beyond dance. Do you want to speak to that, Audrea?
Sure, I'd love to. I think that growing up in this society that we're growing up in now is very, very complex. And there are so many different things that are hard for us to navigate as parents and also as children. So for us to be able to have a platform to help children to thrive in a performance environment, to give them confidence, to help them breed security and different things that will help them take their life to the next level on the next journey, past their high school level, past their middle school level, we have the ability to help them navigate next steps. And so for us, we do not take that lightly. We take that as a huge responsibility, and we are privileged and honored to help them do that so that we can help them, go to the next place, whether they're going to be an attorney, whether they're going to be a doctor, whether they're going to be an incredible stay-at-home mom, whatever their next life looks like, we want to be a part of helping them have the confidence to navigate what that path looks like.
Yeah, and Kennedy, I want you to amplify that because you're a teenager, but you're so good on camera. You seem so confident.
Yeah.
Did that come from KJ?
It did. KJ has definitely shaped me into the person I am today. The 3 C's, character, competence, compassion, are instilled in us all the time. And with my crazy life, I teach at KJ. I'm a student at KJ. I was just appointed cheer captain at my high school. So all those crazy things, KJ has really allowed me to branch off into different parts of my life, which I think is great because KJ gives us a bunch of dance opportunities, but we also get to experience outside life opportunities, and they're super flexible with that.
Awesome. We've got some video from some recent performances, and as we put this on the screen, I want you all three to kind of jump in and narrate this. So the Royal Games that was the theme of the most recent performances. What was the Royal Games about?
Well, the Royal Games was something that, every year it's a huge release of what is going to be our theme, what is going to be the next big production that we do. And we come together as a faculty, we come together as a staff and really establish what we think is going to be the most productive and the most exciting release of our production for the end of the year concert. And this year we came together and decided the Royal Games. And so around that theme, we surrounded it with all of the different music that would tie into that, the different theatrics that would tie into that, the different backgrounds that would tie into that, the different graphics and photos and photo shoots. So we really do make it a full spectrum production, and we try to make it as entertaining as possible.
And it felt like Broadway to me as I was
you.
watching. I mean,
We try.
So
Try our very best. We stay up very late at night and think about these things.
yes. Okay, Kennedy, jump in on that. What does it feel like to perform in front of 1,200 people?
Oh gosh, it's really an exhilarating feeling. I mean, there's nothing like it. One of my favorite things about dance is going on stage and performing with my teammates, my best friends, and it's such a fun feeling knowing that we're giving people a show and we're entertaining people and people are actually enjoying what they're watching. And it's so much fun. It's my favorite thing. And doing it with your best friends is even better.
Yes. Okay, Kristy, I know you're passionate about hiring the right people. Talk
Yes.
about the hiring process. What qualities do you look for?
We definitely take that very seriously, and we have a first interview, which sometimes might be on FaceTime, but it's just to get to know the candidate and see if they have some of the same desires in their education for dancers as we do. And then we dive a little deeper, if that one goes well, into the second interview, where Audrea and I will speak to them about the core values of our business and to see what their alignment is with that. And then we have them come in and actually work with the students and teach a class to see if they feel comfortable in the space and if we feel comfortable with them, with our dancers. And then a lot of times it is a yes, because I think people know what we're expecting before they even apply for the job, which is great.
And Kristy, staying with you, you have 2 locations and you're actually kind of thinking about a third. We don't have to announce that right now, but where are the locations?
The location that we're in Plano, which is our third move for Plano, because we kept growing out of our space, but we're at Lakeside, and that is a very beautiful building. We've loved being at Lakeside. There are a lot of other businesses there that complement KJ, and we feel KJ complements the other businesses there. And then our Frisco location is off of 423, so it helps Colony. From the Colony, we serve the Colony, we serve Little Elm, and we serve Frisco out of that location. And that's 10 years anniversary that we're celebrating right now for Frisco. We're really proud of that.
And as you know, we continue to grow north towards Oklahoma. So there could be another location. Again, we don't have to announce it right now, but the population of Dallas-Fort Worth keeps growing by something like 100,000 people per year, which is crazy. All right, Mary, not to forget you, we're going to put some video on the screen. This is of the most recent performance, and I'm going to have you narrate this as we put this on the screen. I want you to talk about this performance.
So when I was backstage, it was kind of nervous, but once I got on stage, I felt better and confident, and it felt good to be on stage performing in front of everyone.
Yes, and you develop lifelong friendships through KJ, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Have you developed some good friendships?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends. I know everyone there.
And tell us about your teachers.
I love Miss Katie and Miss Allison, and they help me learn a lot about dancing and everything new.
Yeah, and they're gentle and they're kind.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like you're a senior in high school, so they kind of meet you where you are, don't they? That's beautiful. All right, ladies, let's talk about the future. I mean, you've just celebrated 32 years, soon to be 33. Where do you see all this going? Kristy, you want to start?
Well, truth be told, this lady to my left is quite innovative. And as we're changing roles within the business, she's our new artistic director of 2 years. And every year I see a new expectation within her parameters of what she wants to bring to the table. So I'm pretty much saying the sky's the limit. I don't know where we will go with a new location, or if we will. That's a dream I have. But I will tell you that the lessons being taught in the walls of that space in both locations now are lifelong lessons, and the level of creativity just continues to grow. So that's very, very exciting. I see a future of continued excellence in our training and in our staffing of faculty. So I'm just excited about the future and what the next generation is going to bring to the table.
Audrea, what does it feel like to be at the grocery store and somebody comes up and says they're an adult and they're like, KJ Dance, oh my goodness, I started when I was a kid.
Yeah, I think it's less grocery store and more Facebook. I have people on Facebook messaging me all the time, and they're like, gosh, I remember your mom. I remember dancing with you, or my child is now there. What class do I need to take? I've given my cell phone out to probably way too many people, and I'm available at all costs, but that's who we are. Yes. We want to serve this community. We want to be there for this community and, find the right class for their 2-year-old, for their child who is maybe transitioning from a competitive studio and maybe wants to elevate to the next level and they're 13, or maybe they just need a different environment. Whatever it is, we are here to serve. And I think that is something that my mom has entrusted and instilled in all of us, all of the faculty, not only me, not only my daughter, but every single person that she's employed. We know how to serve people. And it's a joy to be able to do that. And I think that, like Mom said, we are only going to continue to elevate who we are, what our expectation level is, what our delivery is. I am pretty relentless on perfection, and so I'm hardcore on that. And I only want to continue to help elevate the brand and what we've done as a family to the next level.
Yes. Okay, Kennedy. Obviously, this is a legacy company. Do you feel any pressure being the third generation?
It definitely comes with a little bit more pressure. I have all the eyes at the studio on me. I'm actually the oldest on our dance company. So I feel like I do hold a role of leadership, and I need to set the example for everybody else. It definitely does come with a little bit more pressure, because they know dance. Most parents know dance, but yes, they're not as perfectionist eyes as those two are there. But yeah, I used to feel a lot of pressure when I was a little bit younger, but I feel like now that I'm going to be a senior in high school and I'm stepping into my own role, I'm going to go my own path in college, and then hopefully I'll become a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader like my mom after college. We'll see. But yeah, it definitely comes with a little bit more pressure, but I feel like I handle it very well.
Okay, Kristy, tell me what your daughter brings to the table. Tell me what your granddaughter brings to the table. What are their unique gifts?
Okay, I'll start with Kennedy, since she just spoke, but we've always called her Joy Bounce, my husband and I, because she always has joy in her step. And she brings that joy into our space, whether it's a rehearsal that she might not want to attend because it's the 5th one of the day, or it's a new beginning for her. Like this year, she became a teacher on Saturday mornings, which takes a big commitment after cheering for your football team on Friday night. But we were very proud of the energy and effort and joy she brought to her students, and they were beautiful on stage. I'm sure that was a highlight for her as well this year, not only being a student, but also a teacher that could help the younger ones on the stage to get to their spots and know their choreography and learn everything that she had to give them. She just is a bundle of joy, and Audrea and I are both already anticipating next year as her senior year. It's going to be a little trickier the year after without her, because she just brings so much light and joy into the space. We're so very proud of her. And as far as Audrea, I think that her vision and her ability to put all the pieces together in such a perfect way. She's a very detailed person. She doesn't miss details. She sees things that others just don't see. So she's a great leader in that way. She can bring new opportunities for the other faculty to excel because she sees something different that maybe someone else doesn't see. She's artistic. She's brilliant. I don't know that there's much she can't do. She's not great at directions, but that's like the only thing I've found.
Terrible, that is the truth.
I drove here just to make sure we got here on time.
That's why they have Google Maps.
No, just so bad at that.
That's hilarious. Okay, in the final 2 minutes, I want you each to look into the camera and talk to the parents and the grandparents out there who might need to send their child or grandchild to KJ. Do you want to start, Kennedy?
I'll start. I would just say, if you're thinking about a dance studio, do it. Dance has shaped me into the person I am today. It's the reason I'm able to sit right here and talk in front of this camera and be professional. It's the reason I'm able to balance all my schoolwork, my dance work, and cheer. Do it. It changes your life, and I have such a good perspective on life, and I feel like I'm more mature than other people my age, and it's just shaped me who I am today. And
outstanding.
Dance has been my whole life, and I didn't have much of a decision to go into it, but I'm so glad I was born into this life, and I wouldn't change anything.
Audrea?
I would say that dance equals discipline. And if you want a child and you want an adult who knows how to have discipline, say yes to things, say no to things, have the tenacity to fight through things, and be a person who truly knows how to live life, then dance is an excellent way for them to bridge that gap between growing up as a little person and growing up as a big person. So KJ Dance, we're here for you. We'll help you get there.
Kristy?
Yes, I just want to take a moment to show some gratitude for our students that we've had for 32 years and the parents that have supported them through that. They're lifelong friends. We have alumni all over the world dancing in professional companies and at many different universities on Broadway and off Broadway, and we're so grateful for that. So the opportunity to continue to thrive in this space in Dallas, it's a very large dance community, and there are many, many dancers in this area. We take our role, as Audrea said earlier, very serious as educators, but we want to open up our doors every day to the warmth that we started with when we were a very small school. So I do believe that that is something to look for in a school, and KJ will offer that opportunity for families to grow as a family unit and as part of our community. And we love that opportunity for ourselves to be able to be engaged with families and watch kids from age 3 to 18 and beyond. It's very exciting.
Beautiful. Okay, Mary, we're going to give you the final word. What do you want to say to the parents and the grandparents if they're thinking about sending their child or grandchild to KJ?
KJ has a place in my heart, and it's a very good place, and you should definitely take your child there.
What a great way to end the show. Amazing. You ladies have been incredible. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We're going to end with the website, which is, of course, kjdance.com. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your heart and your wisdom with us.
Thank you.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.